Hello lovely people, I hope you are well. Today I thought we would have just a little rummage around through the sea treasure basket. This is one that I use for readings as well as healings, and maybe a gentle walk through a meditation. So first of all, start to relax yourself. I'm just going to place my hands on your shoulders and just imagine roots growing out of them like tree coral, down past your hips and knees, down through your feet into the ground below you, downwards and downwards and downwards. They push through the earth and into the rocks below you. And then I would like you to imagine a spinning disc of light and love moving down towards you from the heavens. Watch as it envelops you and moves all around you and through you and within you, keeping you safe, keeping you secure for the journey ahead. And I'd like you now to imagine that you are on a beach, that you're standing up near the tree line or the road and you're looking onto this beautiful empty beach. And you start walking down, and I'm just going to shake this pink coral Bermuda sand around your energy field, because as you leave the real world, you start to hear the sound of the waves, and the traffic and the worries melt away. Not sure if you can hear that, but there's waves in the background. So just lift up your feet for me, and I shake underneath the soles. Peace, healing, tranquility coming your way. And I'd just like you to find yourself somewhere to sit down on that beautiful sand. Kick your shoes off and start to scrunch it through your toes, playing with the sand. And you suddenly hear the call of seagulls as they swoop in and out, just brushing down your auric field. As they fly, you can imagine the wind blowing through your skin cells and your pores and your aura, feeling the lightness of the caress, but also blowing away any cobwebs. And just have a look around to the edges of the bay as a rocky hinterland, and you can see a white cottage right on the top, looking out to sea. This is the beach, which is abode, the beach healer, the sea healer. She creates her magic here, but also her healing. So you now start to walk around the bay, through the surf, and there are gentle waves lapping in, and you can feel them just brushing, washing over your feet. And I want you to open the holes in the bottoms of your feet and drain any negativity, any pain, any tiredness out and into the water. And you may see certain things washed up. You may see little pieces of coral washed up on the shore, and these would stand for sisterhood, for companionship, community, but also the fine edge that we tread in all these things, competition. And some competition is helpful, but too much, and everything becomes overcrowded. So just keep walking along, and I'm just going to start emptying things out of bags. Some of them are kept safe. We have ammonites, we have all manners of things in here. And soon you get to the rocks below the sea witch's cottage. And you can see there is a kind of pathway leading up, well trodden by others who have come before seeking healing and knowledge. So I'm just going to get these chakra stones out. I'm just going to place them down here. I'm going to pick them up each time we work with them. So you start to scrabble up, following the path, walking around rocks and boulders. There are little bits of sea lavender growing and sea cabbages, mugwort, and all manner of herbs. And there are even some bent over gnarled trees leaning the way that the wind blows. And once you get to the top, you come to a little white picket fence with a gate. And you walk up towards the gate, and there are two things here. You see a seagull sitting on one of the perches there. He calls out, alerting the sea witch to your visit. And you also walk past a sea buoy. And this may be hung up with twine. I'm trying to find one that's complete for you. I haven't got one here. But these are what the fishermen used to tie onto their nets and lobster pots. And this would be woven with thread and left hanging and used as a protection bubble or to scry within. But today it is hanging as a protection. You call out, hello, hello. And the door creaks open, and a sea witch, an old craggy woman, steps out, asking, who's there? Who's there? And you say your name and state why you have come to visit. And she leads you around the corner to a bench, a white painted bench. I'm just drawing the nautilus shell into you to overlight everything. And she lays a soft blanket down for you to lie on. And she starts rummaging around. Pulls out a little razor clam shell and she starts cutting down your aura, feeling with her hands, cutting around the heart area to ties and cords not of God's desire. From your solar plexus, sacral, and then over the back of your head and down the strings at the back of you, from the things that have gone behind. She then pulls out some pearls and she puts them in a little pile on your breast where your heart is, and she just leaves them there. She now scans down your body and she just reaches in to see. She takes out a barnacle and she places it into one of your hands. And as you hold it, you can feel the chi draining out and into the barnacle. And she just tells you to hold that for a while. And you lie here just watching her rummage through her treasures. Some of them will resonate and others not, she says. But she has left the pearls on you for love and wisdom. She shows you a mermaid's purse, which either housed a baby ray or a shark. And she tells you to make a wish as you see this, and you wish for something. A conch shell. And she tells you that these would be made into trumpets if they saw that off. And she tells you to sing your song. Sing your song. Don't thwart the good things you've done. Be brave, sing your song. And know that the conch shell is Vishnu's symbol. And Vishnu was Lakshmi's consort, the goddess of abundance. She asks you, what have you been carrying? This is a carrier shell. What burdens you that you do not need to carry? And as that happens, you mentally think, what am I carrying that is not mine? What do I not need to worry about? And as you're thinking that, she carefully brushes away again the thoughts and the burdens that you have been carrying, sweeping it down your back and away from the aura and down the front and away from the aura. And here is a flint heart. So if you have a hard heart, you need to soften it now. And remember the love and the wisdom that is going to envelop that, so that your heart chakra can shine out. You are a beautiful soul, she tells you. A beautiful soul. And don't ever forget it. Then she pulls out a holy stone, and she now holds it above your head, and she's siphoning out any negative energy. But she also tells you that in the old days these were used for glasses, to focus on things, and that these can be looked through in the liminal spaces to see spirit. But she has picked this out for you because you need focus. So we're just going to clear some of the busyness and the foggy thoughts from your mind now by using this mitre shell as a wand. So it's sucking in here and taking out at the other end. So just release those thoughts that are bogging you down into the shell, into the mitre shell. And maybe you're after a sense of direction. And the mitre shell will help you do this. Sense of direction for your life, and even a sense of direction for your spirituality. So remembering to focus on the things that are important, not what so-and-so said last week or so-and-so who's annoyed you this week. Forget them. Just concentrate on you and your loved ones and the people you have a responsibility to. And then she picks up a trochus shell, and she holds it in front of your third eye. And she wants you to spiral upwards and outwards, upwards and outwards, upwards and outwards. Open your psyche. Open your mind to the possibilities. I'm just going to place a hand on your shoulder. I'm going to spiral those messages back. Positive thoughts and affirmations coming in now. Use your discernment. She picks up some driftwood to show you, and she says, have you been drifting? Have you not been knowing where to go or what to do? She tells you to change that little bit of driftwood into a surfboard, to glide over the waves, to work on your direction, and to know that you are pushed by something bigger than you, the universe, the tidal flow and the force. So bring that direction and fun into your life. So we're just going to clear your throat. What can we use to clear the throat? We'll use the little abalone. She picks up, she just holds in, draws away. Clearing anything that you couldn't say that you wanted to. Perhaps the moment has passed now. But as I send Reiki back in, as we fill the space, know that if you still need to send it, to say it, you can still do so. And I'm just going to draw a chakra ray in. And we send the light frequencies back in, just absorbing those light blues and pinks, filling up the deepest recesses in your throat. Sing your song, she tells you. Sing your song. So your crowns didn't need healing, they were here. The third eye with the lapis has been opened and balanced. The throat with this celestite has now been cleared and balanced. Your heart is a little work in progress. And we're going to leave that, I'm going to put that on a grid later to be left for the day. And now we reach the solar plexus. So again, we're going to clear it with the mitre shell. If you've been feeling lazy and lethargic, you're not alone. Most of the world is at the moment because we can't live spontaneously and do what we want to do. So let's just clear that energy away. And as you're lying here in your mind's eye, with the beach healer working on you. I want you to feel the sun shining down. It is at its brightest at the top of its arc. She pulls out a very tiny yet powerful shell called a sundial, perfectly round. And she spins that holding it over, and just absorb the brightness of the sun, filling up your solar plexus, building you up with confidence, the confidence of Vishnu. And Vishnu does appear in the Oceanic Reiki system. He holds the conch shells and is a consort to Lakshmi, who is also in the Oceanic Reiki healing system. And I'm going to ask them to come in now and bless you and give you abundance and happy and joy, with the money that you need, enough to get by on. And don't feel guilty for asking for these things, because you need to eat, you need bread and butter, time is money. And as long as we are not greedy, I think it's acceptable. But be specific, for your higher good and harm to none. Okay, so we've done the solar plexus. Now is the solar plexus stone. Seal that in with this picture jasper. Okay. And then we move down to the sacral. And we're just going to draw out all that stuck chi. If you've got any period pains, ovulation pains, or if you just have stress. But as the beach healer works with this, it is called a vulva cowrie, but it is also known as a false egg cowrie. And these were given to pregnant women to bear down upon. So these can help with pain relief because they draw things into the cavity, and they have little teeth. You can hear that. So let's just pull this pain out. Emotional pain, sadness, anger as well. Give it to the shell. Just use that crystal just to send a bit of orange energy in. And then lastly, we arrive at your root. And I did have an ammonite here somewhere. Where's it gone? Ah, here we are. ammonite for deep healing and rootedness. She puts that in between your knees and shines it up. And she starts drawing out. And then sends energy back. Drawing in the chakra symbol. And she then places her hands on your shoulders with her rings resting on them, sending energy down your arms. And before long, you realize it is now evening. And you sit yourself up. And as you do, you look out to sea, and you can see the moon rising, creating a moon's glade path directly towards you. And she laughs and she says, even the goddess knows how brightly you shine, she says. And then she removes everything off you. And she brushes down your middle with a big shell like this, shining it all the way down your chakra line. Down one arm and down the other arm. And then she puts her hands on your feet. And you breathe in and sigh out. Your seagull comes over and perches on the bench behind you. And she thanks you for coming today. And she tells you that the seagull will fly down with you to make sure that you get back down to the beach. And you start to leave the sea witch's garden, thanking the beach healer for everything she has done. And you make your way down the craggy side. And you start to walk back through the coral sand. And then when you get back to where you have started, you sit down, looking at the moon's glade, and a dolphin jumps out, making your heart sing. You grow those roots like tree coral back into the ground below you, pushing through the sand and through into the bedrock beneath this cove. And then the scene of the beach fades away and you start to wiggle your fingers and your toes. And I wish you peace, healing, tranquility and light. And thank you for watching. Bye bye now.